Hello, dear students. My name is Pankaj Sansanwar. Welcome to my channel, Advanced Maths with Pankaj Sir. Today, our topic is circles. So, we will be studying all the concepts in reference to the ES levels pure maths. And I think this will continue for this chapter will be in two parts. So, we will be covering all the basic concepts used in this chapter. So, for you is whenever there is some question on the screen, try to pause the video and solve the question by yourself, and then go for the solution. So in this chapter, we will be studying midpoint of a line segment, and we will be seeing that how we can use midpoint formula to find midpoint, and how we can use this midpoint formula in finding equation of the circle, and how we can use this concept uh, in relation with the circles. And after that, we will study equation of perpendicular bisector, and how to find the perpendicular bisector of a line segment. And then we will see how we can use perpendicular bisector theorems and perpendicular bisector equations to find equation of the circle. So also we will see equation of the circle, forms of equation of the circle. There are two types of equation of the circle which we study. One is center radius form of the circle, other one is general equation of the circle. So we will study each and every concept in detail, and watch the video till end. So second is general equation of the circle, and then we will go for intersection of a straight line and a circle, how we can find the intersection points, and how we can solve simultaneously circle and a straight line, and different conditions, whether the line is touching the circle, or whether the line is meeting the circle or not, when the line is tangent to the circle. So we will be seeing all the conditions, and at last we will also be having a detailed discussion on the properties of tangents and chords within the circles. So these are topics which we are going to cover in detail, and uh, I think there will be around two parts, two videos on this topic. So let's start the video with the first subject or first topic, which is midpoint of a line segment, and let's see how we can use this in circles.
You can find the midpoint formula of a segment by finding means of x and y coordinate. And I hope you all know what a midpoint formula is. So I'll directly write it on the screen, which is x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2, where x1, y1 are coordinates of point A and x2, y2 are coordinates of point V. So let's go to the question. Find the midpoint of this pair of points, which are 2, 3 and 6, 9. You have to find midpoint of 2, 3 and 6, 9. So we are going to use midpoint formula only, where x1, y1 and x2, y2 are 2 and 6 and 3 and 9 respectively. So if we use this midpoint formula and we substitute these values, so we have 2 plus 6 upon 2 and 3 plus 9 upon 2, and we get the midpoint upon calculating as 4, 6. This is the midpoint. Next, if we have to find midpoint of 2a and minus 4b, 7a and 8b, of course 2a and minus 4b are x1, y1, and 7a, 8b are x2, y2. So upon using midpoint formula and substituting the values of x1, y1, x2, y2, we have 2a plus 7a upon 2 and minus 4b plus 8b upon 2. I don't think here is something to explain. So I hope you have all studied midpoint formula, so you will be very comfortable with this topic. So upon calculating, we will have values of midpoint as 9a by 2 and 2b. So now we will see how we can use this midpoint in circles. So let's move to the next slide. Let's say AB is diameter of a circle where A and B are coordinates minus 3, 8 and 5, 4 respectively. Find the coordinates of the center of the circle. So first of all, we will plot these 2 points on the xy plane. So if I make a circle and I plot these 2 points on the circle where A is minus 3 and 8 and B is of course 5, 4, and I find midpoint of these 2 points, and you all know that midpoint will be center of the circle. So using midpoint formula, I'll get the center of the circle. So using x1, y1 and x2, y2 and midpoint formula, I'll get values as 1, 6. So I have center of the circle as 1, 6. Now, let's say PQ is diameter of the circle and center is given here 2, -2, and it is given that one of the coordinate is 8, -5. Not one of the coordinate, P is given as 8, -5. Now you have to find coordinates of Q. So let us again plot these 2 points on the circle xy plane and see how we can find coordinates of Q. Center is given 2, -2, and also P is also given 8, -5. So now again using midpoint formula, let's say coordinates of Q are x1, y1, right? Or you can directly take x and y. We all know using midpoint formula 8 plus x upon 2 will give us x coordinate of the center, which is 2, and y minus 5 upon 2 will give us y coordinate of the center, which is -2. So on comparing these two values, x part is 2 and y part is -2. So on calculating, we have x plus 8 upon 2 is 2, which gives us value of x as -4. And upon comparing y coordinate, we have y minus 5 upon 2 is -2, which gives us value of y as -4 plus 5 -1, plus 1, sorry. So we have coordinates of Q as -4 and 1. So coordinates of Q are -4 and 1. The next topic that we were going to study is perpendicular bisector of a line segment. So it is given that perpendicular bisector of a line segment AB is the straight line that is perpendicular to AB and passes through its midpoint. So the line AB, let's say the line AB is the diameter of the circle with center C, and A and B are -1, 4 and 5, 2. The line passes through center C and is perpendicular to AB. Find the equation of the line. So AB is diameter of the circle, center is C, A and B are given to you as -1, 4 and 5, 2. Line passes through the center and is perpendicular to AB. You have to find equation of the line. So first we have to find the gradient of the line, because to find equation of a line we need two things. For equation of a line we need two things. First is gradient and one point, one known point from which the line is passing. So if we have the gradient of the line and a point, so we can use equation of a line which is y equals to mx plus c, or we can use y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1. See, if we have gradient of the line AB, then we can find gradient of the perpendicular by using m1 m2 minus 1. Last, we need to find the coordinates of the center, because if it is given that line is passing through the center. So first let's find the gradient of the line AB, and before that we can sketch these 2 points -1, 4 and 5, 2 on the circle. So A is -1, 4 in the second quadrant, B is 5, 2 in the first quadrant, and we have a center as well in the first quadrant. So if I connect points A and B and then draw a line which is perpendicular to AB and passing through C, so this is the line L which is passing through the center of the circle and perpendicular to AB. Gradient is always y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. We all know this. x1, x2 and y1, y2, I can take either one of them. So by taking coordinates of B as x2, y2 and coordinates of A as x1, y1, and substituting this in the gradient, we can find gradient of the line AB as minus 1 by 3. We can find gradient of AB as minus 1 by 3. Now, to find gradient of this line, we will use m1 m2 equals to minus 1. And if I take gradient of AB as m1, which is minus 1 by 3, I can find gradient of m2 as three. When two lines are perpendicular, we always use m1 m2 minus 1. I hope you are familiar with this formula. So now I have gradient of the line as 3. We know that this line passes through the center, so we must have coordinates of the center. So to find the coordinates, we will use midpoint formula of AB, and on substituting values of x1, x2 and y1, y2, we have center as 2, 3. So the coordinates of C are 2, 3. So we have center coordinates 2, 3, and we know equation of line is y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. We have gradient equals to 3 and coordinates of the center as 2, 3. So upon substituting this in gradient and this points as x1, y1, we have y minus 3 equals to 3x minus 2. And on simplifying, I have equation of the line as y equals to 3x minus 3. This is my equation of line which is perpendicular to AB and passing through the center. Next, perpendicular bisector of line segment AB. If I ask you what is perpendicular bisector of a line segment, in clear words, perpendicular bisector of a line segment AB is a straight line which is perpendicular to that segment and passing through the midpoint of that line segment. So, perpendicular bisector is a line which is passing through the midpoint of the line segment and is perpendicular to the line segment. So, the line PQ is chord of the circle. Let's say the line PQ is chord of the circle. Center is 3, minus 5, and P and Q are also given as 5, 4, 1, 12 respectively. The line L is perpendicular to PQ and bisects it. It means it is passing through the midpoint of PQ. Show that it passes through the center of the circle. Important. We are given a chord PQ. I hope you all know what is a chord. So let's say if this is a circle, so any line segment inside the circle is known as chord of the circle. And largest chord of the circle is diameter itself. So if PQ is diameter of the circle, so this is largest, or you can say longest chord of the circle. So now we have to show that this line segment, this perpendicular bisector of the chord, passes through the center of the circle. This is we have to prove. So now let's see what are the steps that we have to follow to prove this. First, we have to find midpoint of PQ using midpoint formula. Then we will find gradient of PQ. And from the gradient of PQ, we will, by using m1, m2 minus 1, we will find gradient of the perpendicular bisector. Then we can find the equation of the line L and substitute minus 3, 5 into it, and then check whether this point minus 3, 5, which is center coordinates, whether these coordinates satisfy the equation of the line or not. So let's draw the sketch and see where these points lies on the XY graph. Let's this is the circle having center as C, minus 3, 5, and we have P, which is 5, 4, and Q, which is 1, 12. So P and Q lies in the first quadrant, C lies in the second quadrant, and when we join these 2 points P and Q, we have chord PQ. And now we have to find equation of the line which is perpendicular bisector of PQ. It means this line is perpendicular. This line is perpendicular to PQ. What's happening? So this line is perpendicular to line segment PQ, and it is passing through this midpoint of PQ. So this line L is perpendicular bisector of PQ. We have to find equation of this line. So by using midpoint formula to PQ, we will find midpoint of PQ as 3, 8. So we have midpoints of PQ. Now we have to find the gradient of PQ so that we can calculate gradient of the perpendicular. So for gradient we will use y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, and on substituting values of x1 y1 and x2 y2, we have the gradient as minus 2. So gradient of PQ, I can write gradient of PQ is minus 2. So using m1 m2 equals to minus 1, and let's say this gradient m1 is minus 2, so I can find gradient of m2 as 1 upon 2. Gradient of m2. So gradient of this line is 1 upon 2. So gradient of line is 1 upon 2. We have already calculated midpoint 3, 8. Gradient of the line perpendicular to PQ 1 upon 2. Now we will substitute these values in equation of the line y minus y1 mx minus x1, and here we have equation of the line as y equals to 0.5x plus 6.5. So here we have equation of the line y equals to 0.5x plus 6.5. Now we have to check whether this point center coordinate, which is minus 3, 5, whether this point lies on this equation or not. So for this we will substitute value of x as minus 3 and value of y as 5. So we will substitute value of y as 5 and value of x as minus 3, and we will see that whether these values satisfy the equation or not. So upon substituting, we have 5 equals to minus 1.5 plus 6.5, which is true. Therefore, this satisfies the equation. Let's move to the next slide. Again, we are continuing perpendicular bisector only. Let's say that line AB and CD. Line AB and CD are chords of a circle. The line y equals to 3x minus 11 is the perpendicular bisector of AB. The line y equals to minus x minus 1 is the perpendicular bisector of CD. Find the coordinate of the circle's center. AB and CD are two chords of a circle, and line y equals to 3x minus 1, 3x minus 11 is the perpendicular bisector of AB, and line y equals to minus x minus 1 is the perpendicular bisector of CD. Find the coordinates of the circle center. So far we have understood. Let's move to the previous slide. So far we have understood that we can draw a conclusion that line which is perpendicular bisector of a chord always passes through the center. Perpendicular bisector of a chord always passes through the center. So this is the conclusion that we have drawn from this example. So now let's move to the next slide. Therefore, these perpendicular bisectors, 3x minus 11, which is perpendicular bisector of AB, minus x minus 1, which is perpendicular bisector of CD, both of these perpendicular bisectors will pass through the center of the circle. Is this clear? Okay. Which means that point of intersection of these perpendicular bisectors will be center of the circle. Point of intersection of these two perpendicular bisectors will be center of the circle. So I have already told you that perpendicular bisector of a chord always goes through, one word is missing, always goes through the center of the circle. So now using this fact, we can set the bisectors equal to each other and solve the equations for x and y, which means we have to solve these two perpendicular bisector equations simultaneously. and then find values of x and y, which will be, of course, center coordinates of the circle. So we will draw a sketch again, and we will plot these two chords, A and B and C and D. So this green line is perpendicular bisector of AB, and midpoint of AB is intersection of this perpendicular bisector and the line segment AB. Second, this is line y equals to 3x minus 11. If I plot perpendicular bisector of CD, which is minus x minus 1, so this is minus x minus 1, and this is y equals to 3x minus 11. Therefore, the point of intersection of these two will be center of the circle. So now we have to solve these two equations of perpendicular bisectors simultaneously. Upon equating these two equations, we have value of x as 10 by 4, which is 5 by 2. So x is 5 by 2, 2.5. So x coordinate of the circle will be 2.5. For y coordinate, we will substitute this value of x in either of the equation. So upon substituting x equals to 2.5 in y equals to minus x minus 1, so if we substitute x equals to 2.5 in this equation, I have minus 2.5 minus 1, which is minus 3.5. So these are center coordinates. These are center coordinates. So now let's move to the next slide. Plot the graph of the equation x square plus y square equals to 25 for the values of x from minus 5 to 5. So to plot this, we must understand, first of all, that this equation x square plus y square equals to 25 is equation of the circle. And after this, we also must understand that center of this equation of the circle is origin 0, 0. We also must know that radius of this circle is 5. So for all this, for finding center and radius from the equation of a circle, we must understand equation of the circle. So our next topic is equation of the circle. So let us understand equation of a circle. I have already told you there are two equations of the circles, or you can say two types of equations of circle, two forms of equation of circle. First is a center radius form, and second one is general form of equation of circle. So this form of equation of circle, this is known as center radius form of the circle. Next, from this equation we can always write AB as the center of the circle, and on the right hand side we have r square, where r is radius of the circle. From the left hand side we deduce center of the circle, and from the right hand side we find radius of the circle. So for example, if the given equation is x minus 5 whole square plus y minus 7 whole square equals to 4 square, we can clearly say that 5 and 7 are center of the circle and 4 units is radius of the circle. So this gives us translation of 5 units to the left. Second term gives us translation of 7 units upward. Which means if I ask you about x square plus y square equals to r square, the value of a and b in this equation is 0, 0. Value of a and b for this is 0, 0. So the center coordinates are 0, 0, which is origin. So this is center, which is origin. So now center is 0, 0. I have already told you. Now if you have to write equation of the circle with center 5, 7 and radius 4, equation of the circle with center 5, 7 and radius 4 and center is 5, 7. So again I will use center radius form of the circle equation, x minus a square plus y minus b square equals to r square. Values of a and b are 5 and 7. Value of r is 4. So upon substituting these values, I have x minus 5 whole square plus y minus 7 whole square equals to 4 square. This is my equation of the circle. So always remember, x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square equals to r square is equation of the circle, and this is known as center radius form of the circle. So we can draw the circle on xy plane with center 5, 7 and radius 4. Before this, let us understand second form of the circle. So let's say we have already studied that center radius form. Center radius form is x minus a square plus y minus b square equals to r square. Upon expansion, I have x square plus a square minus 2ax, y square plus b square minus 2by equals to r square. Upon rearranging, I have x square plus y square minus 2ax minus 2by plus a square plus b square minus r square equals to 0. So this is known as general form of equation of the circle, where a square plus b square minus r square is constant term, and we always write general form of equation of the circle as we always write general form of the equation of the circle as x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. So this is standard general form of the equation of the circle. Standard general form. Form of equation of circle. So on comparing equation 1 and equation 2, I can write minus 2a equals to 2g, also minus 2b equals to 2f. Also I can write a square plus b square minus r square equals to c. From this, I can say that g equals to minus a, or I can write a equals to minus g, which would be much better. A equals to minus g. Similarly, b equals to minus f, and r square equals to a square plus b square minus c. So for coordinates of the circle, center of the circle, okay, so let me write here only. I know that a comma b are center coordinates. Center coordinates. So I can substitute values of a and b, which is minus g and minus f, and I can say these are center coordinates from general equation of the circle. So minus g minus f are center coordinates from general equation. And upon substituting this value of a and b in a square plus b square, I have radius equals to under root of, I know value of a is minus g, so minus g square plus minus f square minus c, which means radius is nothing but root of g square plus f square minus c. So this is radius from the general equation of the circle. This is center from the general equation of the circle. This is we must understand. So now let us go back to our previous slide. Now, so far we have learned that equation of the form x minus a square plus y minus b square equals to r square is equation of the circle where a comma b are center coordinates and radius is r square. So where a comma b are center coordinates and radius is r. We have to find coordinates of the center and the radius from the equation of the circle, which is x plus 3 whole square y minus 1 whole square equals to 4 square. Clearly, if we compare this with the center radius form of the equation, it gives us center as, this gives us x coordinate of the center, which is minus 3. This gives us y coordinate of the center as 1. And we have radius equals to 4. Always remember that coordinates have the opposite sign to what is in the brackets. See, in the bracket I have plus 3, but here I have minus 3. In the bracket I have minus 1, here I have plus 1. So always remember, do not make mistake. Sometimes students write 3 and minus 1 as the center of the circle. So this is, clearly this is wrong. Correct answer of the center is minus 3 comma 1. Next, radius equals to 4, of course. And next, in this case you have to find coordinates of the center and the radius, and equation of the circle is this: x minus 5 by 2 whole square plus y plus 4 whole square equals to 32. On comparing it with the equation x minus a whole square y minus b whole square equals to r square, I have already written on the top of the slide equation of the circle. So I can say from this, center is 5 by 2 and minus 4, and radius is, see, this 32 is nothing but r square. Clearly this is r square, so radius will be root of 32. So let's move to the next. Okay, see, root of 32 can also be written in its simplified form. It can be written as 4 root 2, right? If I put 4 inside the square root, I have 4 square into 2, which is 16 into 2, and finally it becomes root of 32. So always try to give your answer in the simplified form, right? Let's move to the next slide. Yeah, show that the circle x minus 3 square plus y plus 4 square equals to 20, it always passes through 5 comma minus 8. You have to show it passes through 5 comma minus 8. So we are going to substitute these values in the equation of the circle, and we are going to check if whether LHS equals to RHS or not. So if it is true, then point lies on the circle, and if false, then point lies outside or inside the circle, but not on the circle. So upon substituting, I have 5 minus 3 whole square minus 8 plus 4 whole square equals to 20. And upon calculation, I can see that the statement is true. Left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So I can say that this point lies on the circle. So whenever we have to check whether some point lies on the circle or not, we directly substitute value of that point in the equation of the circle, and we see whether this satisfies the equation or not, whether LHS is equal to RHS or not. So if it is true, then point lies on the circle. Otherwise, the point is not on the circle. Next, it is given that AB is diameter of a circle. AB is diameter of a circle where A and B have coordinates 4, 7 and -8, 3 respectively. Find the equation of the circle. So 2 points are given, A and B, and it is given that AB is diameter of the circle. You have to find equation of the circle. Your objective here is to find center and the radius of the circle. So your objective is to find center and radius of the circle, and then use center radius form to find equation of the circle. To do this, we need to find the center of the circle. So first we will draw a sketch. We will plot -8, 3, which is in the second quadrant, and then we will plot 4, 7 on the circle, and we are given this on connecting these 2 points AB, it center of the circle lies on the line AB. And if AB is diameter, then obviously using midpoint formula we can find coordinates of the midpoint of AB, and those coordinates will be center of the circle. So first we will find center of the circle using midpoint. So upon substituting values in the midpoint formula, we have center as -2, 5. So center we have already calculated, -2, 5. Now our objective is to find a radius of the circle. And for radius, we can use distance formula between 2 points. We are given radius. We are given center, which is -2, 5, which is given -2, 5. And if I calculate this distance, so this will be my radius. If I calculate this distance using distance formula, so let us read this statement. The radius will be distance from the center to the edge. So you can use 2 coordinates and Pythagoras theorem for this. Okay. So just using the distance formula, as I have told you, and this is x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. This is known as distance formula. So upon using distance formula, we will find radius of the circle. So I have my radius. Be careful while evaluating negative values. So I have my radius as 36 plus 4, which is 40. So I have root 40, and root 40 can be simplified further as 2 root 10. As I have already told you, you must write surds in its simplest form. So root 40 can be written as 2 root 10. Now we have radius as well. Center is -2, 5 and radius is 2 root 10. So upon using center radius form, which is x minus a square plus y minus b square equals to r square, and substituting values of center coordinates and radius in the equation, we have equation of the circle as, so we have x plus 2 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square equals to 2 root 10 square, and here we have equation of the circle. So this is finally equation of the circle, having center coordinates as -2, 5, and r square is 40, so radius is 2 root 10. Fine. Next, find the center and radius of the circle with the equation x square plus y square minus 14x plus 16y minus 12 equals to 0. So there are 2 ways. Either you can solve this equation using a completing square method, or you can compare it with general equation of the circle, right? So if I want to solve this using general equation of the circle, I will compare this with x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. On comparing, I have 2g equals to minus 14, therefore g equals to minus 7. 2f equals to 16, therefore f equals to 8, and I have value of c equals to minus 12. I know from general equation of the circle, center coordinates are minus g minus f, and radius from the central general equation of the circle is square root of g square plus f square minus c. So I can say center here is minus g minus f, therefore 7 and minus 8, 7 and minus 8, and radius radius will be g square plus f square. So g square will be minus 7, f square will be 8 square minus c. So I'll write it is not plus minus c, which is c is minus 12. So minus minus plus. So this is minus minus plus, which becomes minus c. So minus minus plus. So it becomes plus 12. Therefore, I have radius equals to minus 7 square is 49 plus 8 square 64 plus 12, which gives us value as 64 plus 2 is 66 plus 10 is 76. 76 plus 50. 76 plus 50 will give us 126 and 125. So square root of 125 can be simplified further as 5 root 5. Let me cross check. Okay, it's right. Now, so I can write equation of the circle now. Therefore, equation of the circle will be x minus a, which is center coordinate. So x minus a will be 7 square plus y minus b, y coordinate of the center is minus 8, equals to r square. So r square will be 125, or 5 root square of 5 root 5, which is 125. This implies x minus 7 whole square plus y plus 8 whole square equals to 125 is equation of the required circle. This is equation of required circle. Next. So now we are going to study coordinates of intersection between straight line and circle. This means, for example, we have a circle and now we have a straight line. So let's say this straight line is passing through the circle and intersecting the circle at points A and B. Or case, this is case 1, let's say. I have case 2, where again I have a circle, and in that case straight line is intersecting or touching the circle at just one point. Let's say this is P. So I have to find point of intersection of a line. Let's say this is line, any line y equals to mx plus c, and this is equation of a circle, x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. So I have to find point of intersection of line and the circle. What I will do is I will directly substitute value of y, which is mx plus c, in the equation of the circle. Wherever I see y, I will substitute that y. For example, here I have y square and here I have 2fy. So I will substitute value of y in the equation of the circle from the equation of the line. So here I will write x square plus mx plus c whole square plus 2gx plus 2fy, which is again mx plus c plus c equals to 0. So from this I'll get two values of x, and which are point of intersection, x coordinates of point of intersections A and B. So this is how I am going to solve equation of the line and the circle for point of intersection. So let us go back to the slide and understand other things. So we have to find coordinates where the line y equals to x plus 5 and circle x square plus y minus 2 square equals to 29 meets. For this, I'll solve these equations simultaneously. Okay, and from that I'll get a quadratic equation that we have already seen, and from that quadratic equation I will get two values of x. Those will be x coordinate of the point of intersections. Now, For solving simultaneously, I can directly solve by substitution. I can substitute value of y from the equation of the line and directly put it into the equation of the circle, right? So let's say we have equation of the circle. Let's say what it is already given. Equation of the circle is x square plus y minus 2 is square equals to 29. And after replacing value of y from the equation of the circle, equation of the line in the equation of the circle, I have x square plus x plus 5. This is y from the equation of the line. So wait. So upon solving and simplifying, I get x square, and upon expanding x plus 3, I get x square plus 6x plus 9 equals to 29. Upon further simplifying and grouping x square terms together, I get 2x square plus 6x minus 20 equals to 0, which gives us, upon factorizing, two values of x equals to minus 5 and x equals to 2. So I can say the equation of line intersects the equation of the circle at 2 points, which are x equals to minus 5 and x equals to 2, which are x equals to minus 5 and x equals to 2. Okay, sometimes my pen stops working. So I have got two values of x, which are x x coordinate of the point of intersection of line and the circle. Now I need y coordinates of the point of intersects. So for y coordinate, I'll directly substitute these values of x in the equation of the line, which is y equals to x plus 5, and then I'll get values of y coordinates as well. So for that, y equals to x plus 5, if I substitute x equals to minus 5, I get y equals to 0. And if I substitute x equals to 2 in equation of the line, I get y equals to 7. So I have 2 points, minus 5 and 0, and 2 and 7. So if I draw the sketch of these line and the curve together on xy plane and see where these lines are intersecting each other. So I have equation of the circle, graph of the circle on the plane, and I have equation of the line or sketch of the line. So clearly I can see that this line y equals to x plus 5 is intersecting the circle at two different points or two distinct points. First is minus 5, 0, and second is 2, 7. First is minus 5, 0, and 2, 7 that we have evaluated successfully. Minus 5, 0, this is first coordinate, and 2, 7, this is second point of intersection. Okay, next. Show that the line y equals to x minus 7 does not touch the circle x plus 2 square plus y square equals to 33. Now you have to show that line y equals to x minus 7 does not touch this circle. Again, we will follow the same steps and we will try to find values of x. So again, on substitution, we will substitute y equals to x minus 7 in this equation of the circle. So upon substituting x minus 7 in place of y square, and on further expansion, I will get x square plus 4x plus 4, x square minus 14x plus 49 equals to 33. And upon simplifying and grouping x square terms together and x terms together and keeping constant values on the right hand side, I have this equation. And on further subtraction or further simplification, I have this quadratic equation. On further simplification, I am having this quadratic equation. And if I try to find values of x from this equation, I'll get, using quadratic formula and substituting values of a equals to 1, b equals to minus 5, and c equals to 10 in the quadratic formula to obtain values of x, what I see, value of the discriminant is negative, right? So value of discriminant is negative, and square root of minus 15 is not possible. So we can see that there is no real value of x coordinate of the point of intersection. There is no real value of the x coordinate of the point of intersection. Therefore, the line does not touch the circle, or line does not meet the circle. Fine. So as we cannot find the square root of a negative number, this equation is unsolvable. Geometric implication is that line does not meet. Simple. Next. So if we want to see that how would the curve and the line would look like on the xy plane, so simply we will draw equation of the the circle x plus 2 square plus y square equals to 33, and now we will sketch the line y equals to x minus 7. We can clearly see that line is not meeting the circle and passing at a distance. Why? Because on simultaneous solution we are not getting values of x because discriminant was negative there. So therefore these lines do not touch. Line does not touch the circle. Next. Properties of tangents and chords within circles to solve geometric problems. The line 4x minus 3y minus 40 equals to 0. This is tangent to the circle. So we are given equation of the tangent. We are given equation of the circle at p equals to 10, 0. Now you have to show that the radius at p is perpendicular to this line. Now you have to show that radius at p is perpendicular to this line. Okay. So first of all, our objective is to draw the circle on the plane. So I have this circle x minus 2 square y minus 6 square equals to 100, where 4x minus 3y minus 40 is tangent to the circle. Now, upon plotting center of the circle, which is 2, 6, I will get center coordinates from these two, 2, 6, and the radius of the circle is of course 10, square root of 100. So now we have to show that this line, tangent line, this line is perpendicular to the radius. This is what we have to prove. This line is perpendicular to the radius. To solve this problem, we can find the gradient of the radius and then compare it with the gradient of the line. So if we make y as subject in the equation of the line, in this equation of the line, if we make y as subject, I can find gradient of the line. So if I write it as y equals to 4 by 3x minus 40 by 3, I can clearly say by comparing it with y equals to mx plus c, if I compare this with y equals to mx plus c, I get gradient of the line as 4 by 3. So the gradient of the line is 4 by 3. To find gradient of the radius, I will use y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. So I have two coordinates, one is 2, 6 and 10, 0. So using 2, 6 first and 10, 0 second coordinate, I can find gradient of the radius, which will be, on simplification, minus 3 by 4. So I have gradient of the line, also I have gradient of the radius. If these are perpendicular to each other, then they must satisfy the condition m1 m2 equals to minus 1. If these two lines are perpendicular to each other, then these must satisfy m1 m2 equals to minus 1. So now I have gradient of the straight line 4 by 3. I have gradient of the radius minus 3 by 4. If I multiply these two together, I get 4 by 3 into minus 3 by 4, which is minus 1. So if two gradients multiply to make minus 1, then they are perpendicular. Mark this. When two gradients multiply to give minus 1, then the lines are perpendicular. This is fact you have to use. Next. Okay. So we have a circle whose equation is x minus 5 y plus 3 square equals to 10. 1 second, let me check. Okay. So the line L is a tangent to the circle and has gradient equals to minus 3. Find the two possible equations for L, giving your answers in the form of y equals to mx plus c. So line L is a tangent to the circle having gradient minus 3 and it is tangent to the circle. Find two possible equations for the line and you have to give your answer in mx plus y equals to mx plus c form. So first of all, we must draw the sketch and then we must see how the tangent will look like. So from this equation, we can deduce that center is 5 minus 3 and radius is root 10. So upon plotting center 5 minus 3 and radius root 10, I can plot the circle on the xy plane. This is the circle. Tangents will be downward sloping since gradient is minus 3. So if gradient is negative, definitely the tangents will be sloping downward. Tangents will be sloping downward. Sloping downward means like this. And if the gradient is positive, then the tangents look like sloping upward. So now I have this tangent and another tangent like this. Wait. So we can also mark on the diameter. This is often needed in this question. So I have connected these 2 points where the tangents touch the circle. So by joining, I can say that this is the diameter of the circle, right? And to find the equation of the tangents, we need their gradients and the coordinate where they meet the circle. To find the equation of the tangent, I need these points where these tangents touch the circle, and I need the gradient of these tangents. We are given gradient of the tangent as minus 3. We are given gradient of the tangent as minus 3. So we can find coordinates of the point where they meet, right? Because these 2 points upon joining becomes diameter of the circle. So clearly, see, I have equation of the circle. This is x minus 5 square y plus 3 square, x minus 5 whole square plus y plus 3 square equals to 10. And somehow if I find equation of this diameter, then I can find point of intersection of the diameter and the circle. See, try to understand. Let's say this is circle and this is diameter. Now I have center coordinates, right, which is 5, 3, let's say, and I have been given the gradient of the tangent, which is 3. So therefore gradient of the diameter will be minus 1 by 3 using m1 m2 minus 1. So I have gradient of the diameter minus 1 by 3. So I think this is minus 3. So we will check in the question. If this is minus 3, then the gradient of the diameter will be 1 by 3. So I am given the gradient of the diameter. I have a gradient of the diameter and center coordinate of the diameter, or center of the circle. So using this center, this point 5, 3, and this point, this gradient of the diameter, I can write equation of the line, or you can say equation of the diameter, as y minus 3 equals to m, which is minus 1 by 3, x minus 5. So this is equation of diameter. So using this equation of diameter and equation of the circle, and by solving simultaneously, I can find point of intersection of diameter and the circle. So I can find points where the tangents are touching the circle. Let's go back to the question again. If I solve this equation of the diameter and equation of the circle together, then I can find point of intersection this A and this B respectively. If I solve equation of diameter and the circle, as we have already solved earlier, I can find coordinates of A and B. So okay, so diameter is perpendicular to the tangents, so gradient of the diameter will be 1 by 3. See here, the gradient of the tangent is given as minus 3, gradient of the tangent is given as minus 3, therefore the gradient of the diameter will be 1 by 3. So I have gradient of the diameter and I have a point on the this line 5, minus 3, so I can find equation of the diameter, right? Y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. Upon substituting, I have values. I have this equation of the diameter. So I have, this is equation of the diameter of the circle. So upon solving this equation of the diameter and equation of the circle, this x minus 5 square plus y minus 3 square, and this equation of diameter, I can find the points A and B, this point A and this point B, where the tangents, two tangents T1 and T2, T1 and T2 touching the circle, right? So now, see, this is green diameter has equation 1 by 3x minus 14 by 3. So upon solving these two, see, I have substituted value of y from the diameter 1 by 3x minus 14 by 3. And upon simplifying, I have equation which is quadratic equation. And now upon arranging x square terms together and x terms together, I have a quadratic equation which is, which is this. So this is the quadratic equation that we have got upon solving diameter and the equation of the circle, which gives us value of x as upon factorizing, we have values of x as 8 and 2. So there are two values of x, 2 and 8. So now, if we substitute value of x equals to 2 in equation of the diameter, we have y coordinate as minus 4. And if I substitute x equals to 8 in equation of the diameter, I get y equals to minus 2. So intersection are 2 comma minus 4 and 8 comma minus 2. 2 comma minus 4 and 8 comma minus 2. So this point is 2 comma minus 4, and the other point, this is 8 comma minus 2. Now we can find equation of the tangents. We have gradient of the tangent and we have the points where the tangents are touching the circle. So using y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1, m is gradient of the tangent, which is minus 3, and x1 y1, I will use 2 comma minus 4 first, and then I will use 8 comma minus 2. So substituting the first coordinate which is 2 comma minus 4, I get y minus minus 4 equals to minus 3x minus 2. So I have, on simplifying, I have y equals to minus 3x plus 2. This is one of the equation of the tangent. Upon substituting the second coordinate, which is 8 comma minus 2, so upon substituting second coordinate, I have y equals to x plus 2 equals to minus 3x plus 24. Minus 3x plus 24. And on simplifying, I get this second equation of the tangent. This is second equation of the tangent. So for today, this video is done. So we will be continuing. There are I think 2-3 concepts which are remaining. We will be seeing that properties of chords and tangents. We will be continuing in the next lecture. I hope you have understood the topic, and we will be solving PYQs as well from the circles. So stay connected, stay updated. Thank you so much.